this is Melanie. Welcome back to Crafting Chaos with Melanie. I hope everybody's doing good today. Today's video is going to be a fun one. It is going to be two parts. We're going to build the book today and then we're going to decorate it. So I'm just going to get right into it because this is a fun one and it does take a little bit of time. So what we're going to be doing is making a stacked flip book kind of thing. So this is kind of the prototype that I did. I did see this on Pinterest, something very, very similar to this on Pinterest. So you have the front and then you have the back. Okay, so I did make one, and this is using Doodlebugs berries. Doodlebug berry, I think is what it's called. I can't remember. Anyway, look how cute this is. Isn't this cute? This is the perfect fun book for summer. It can do 3x4 up to 4x6 photos. It's 4x4, which I have found that I love 4x4 photos. If you didn't know, you can get 4x4 photos printed at Walgreens, which is really cool. Yeah, so this is what we are going to be making today. So I'm going to take this step by step in building the album, okay? This is the second time that I've recorded this because I got a little bit tongue-tied and it was just, in my opinion, jumbled. So I'm going to slow down and I'm going to show you what we're doing, okay? We are going to be using Doodlebugs Butterfly Kisses. Now, you don't have to use this. If you have it, great. You can follow along. If you don't, then use what you have. I'm a firm believer, use what's in your stash. As always, whatever I use, if I can find it, I will link it below. Okay? All right. So, you will need white. I'm using white. You can use whatever color, but I do recommend 110-pound cardstock or 100-pound cardstock. Either one. I'm using 110 because I want the base to be sturdy, because there's no chipboard cover. You know, we're not putting this in an album. This is freestanding, so you don't have a lot covering it. So you want as much sturdiness as you can get. So this right here is the measurements and the cutting that we are going to do. Okay, so I'm going to slowly take you through what we cut and the build of the pockets and the build of the album. Okay, all right. The first thing you want to keep in mind whenever you're building this very first cut, 6.5 by 8. There is no score on that. That 6.5 by 8 is the back of your album. We're not scoring it. We're building off that page, okay? The rest of these, the other 7 pieces that we're cutting, you want to score one side 1/2 inch, okay? So the width, a 1/2 inch in. And I always do the width and the length. So all these right down through here, you're going to score a 1/2 inch. It doesn't matter what side because this is your base. It's white, so it doesn't matter, okay? Just on one of the 6 3/4 sides, you want to score a 1/2 inch, okay? And then we're going to be adding 4 pockets to the 8. We have 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 8 pages. So 4 of the 8 pages we are going to be making pockets. Okay. The pockets, I messed this one up. Your pocket measurements are right here. Pocket 1, pocket 2, pocket 3, pocket 4. When we get to these, I will tell you exactly what the measurement is. On the pockets, you score 3 sides. You're going to score both sides and the bottom. All right, so you're going to go like this scoring, and you're going to leave that right there open. Does that make sense? I'll show you. Most of y'all know how to score a pocket. So, and we are going to be making tags, but we will do that, and I don't have that there. So let's get started. Our base page is 6.5 by 8. Okay, that's 6.5 by 8. And we are putting a pocket on that. All right. And I went ahead and I've already done the pocket. So the pocket on this one is 7.5 by 8.5. and you're going to score 3 sides. Okay? So this is your base. We're going to put that there. I paper clip it. All right? Your next one is 6.5 by 7. All right, did I mess this up? 6.5 by 7. I'm sorry. Back up. Let's back up. 6 3/4 by 7.5. That is your next one, and there is no pocket on this one. So you're just going to score a 1/2 inch on either one of these sides. Okay, so that is your next one. Okay, then your next one is 6.5 by 7, and we do have a pocket here. And where is my pocket? Six and a half by 7, and we are going to do a 7.5, a 7 by 7.5 pocket, right? 6.5 by 7. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So 6.5 by 7 is your flap, is your base. You're going to score a 1/2 inch. Your pocket, it's your second pocket. You're going to cut 7 by 7.5, and you're going to score a 1/2 inch on each side. Right? Okay. So this and this goes together. Right? Yes. All right. So where is my paper clip? So that is your next page. All right. Then your next page is 6 1/4 by 7, or 6 1/4 by 6.5, and you're just going to score a 1/2 inch. There's no pocket on this one. So 6 1/4 by 6.5, score. Okay. Your next one is a 6 by 6, and this one does have a pocket. So you're going to cut 6 by 6. You're going to score a 1/2 inch, and then your pocket is 6.5 by 6.5, and yeah, 6.5 by 6.5, and you're going to put that there. Okay. Now I'm going to say something. If you're a pocket maker and you're looking at these measurements, you're like, Melanie, these measurements don't add up, but they do. The 5 or the 6 by 6 is the total that you're cutting. When you do your score a 1/2 inch, this is going to be 5.5 by 6. So that's why you got the 6.5 by 6.5. All right, so there's that one. Your next one is 5 3/4 by 5.5, and we just score a 1/2 inch on that one. No pocket. Your next one is a pocket, so you've got 5.5 by 5, score a 1/2 inch. Your pocket is 6 by 5.5, and you score a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. And then your final is 5 1/4 by 4.5, and you score a 1/2 inch. Okay? All right, so let's build this. All right, let's put all these to the side, and let's get this base page that we're working with. Okay, the first thing I want to do is put my pocket on the base page. Now, I intentionally did not do anything else to these pockets because I wanted to do this on screen with you all. So what we're doing is we're going to score these. Now these are pockets, so whenever you're doing pockets, you're going to miter these corners. So when you look at the corner, you're going to see that right there. We're going to take that out. So we're just going to come in here and we're going to miter that, okay? We're going to do the same here. And then on the top, we're just going to very slightly miter. Just take a little bit off. So from that line down, all right? We're going to dry fit this, and it should fit the page exactly. After everything is said and done, it's the exact same measurement of your page, okay? All right, so I am using my glue because I want this, I want some wiggle room with this. And I love sticky tape, and I use sticky tape a lot, but whenever I'm doing pockets, I like using glue because it gives me time. So I'm going to take it to the corner, one corner, and I'm going to line that up at the corner and flush with that page. And we're going to do that and follow that up. All right, and everything should fit really good. There we go. And now we're going to burnish this where that glue gets contact. Okay, page 1. All right, now I'm going to erase this because now we got this, right? And I'll tell you why in a minute. So we know that this is 6.5 by 8. This is what this one is. There was no scoring or anything on that base page. So this right here is 6.5 by 8, and that is what we're working with. All right, now we're going to start building the accordion, okay? And I'm just going to take it each page. That way we do it together. All right, so your next page is no pocket. It's the 6 3/4 by 7.5. We're going to fold this, and we're going to start on the right. You're going to start on the right of your base. We're going to put liquid glue. And what we're going to do is we're going to center this on this page. So what I'm going to do, this is your right side, but I'm going to flip it because I center better that way. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to center this the best way I can and make it flush. So again, when you're using liquid glue, you've got some play time. And there you go. And just like that, we have the start of our album. Okay? Do you see? All right, now we're going to come to the third page. The third page is a pocket. So the base is 6.5 by 7. And here's our pocket. So let's just fold these edges really quick. And I'm going to burnish these down really good. Working those score lines. All right, and then we're going to come in here and we are going to miter your corners. Come up here, we're going to just go from that and just very easily, very small, just take that, okay? I don't need my pencil anymore. All right, so now on this page, we are going to put our pockets. So let's dry fit it. I'm getting a little bit of resistance right here, so I don't want that. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to cut into that a little bit more. I'm going to do the same over here, kind of just curving in a little bit. I'm going to dry fit that. There we go, guys. Perfect. When I was doing the first video, I was rushing, and I don't want to do that. I'm not working as much right now, and I'll be honest, I don't know how I feel about it. But I took my husband's suggestion because I feel like I am 100% suffering from ADHD, and menopause has triggered something in me in my brain. I'm telling you, I have 100 things going on in my brain at one time. So again, what we're going to do is on that score, make sure it's on the score. We're going to line it up at the bottom. Not going past that score because that score is going to attach to the page. And there we go. Now, we want to burnish this down, making sure it has contact. That looks pretty good. Now, it's a little over here. I'm going to trim that. I'm going to get my trimmer. And see, it is over just a little bit. It's not much, guys. It's just not. But I'm going to go ahead and trim that off just a smidgen. Just a smidgen. There we go. No big deal. And see, that's what you can do. If you have it at the top on pockets, you can always trim it. All right. You see that? I don't know why that bent. That bent. I'm just going to trim that, guys. Just going to give that a little bit of a lick. There you go. I don't know why it did that. Okay. All right, so now we're going to bring this back over. All right, we went to the right, right? Now we're going to go on the left side. And then this one, we are going to center up on the last page we put in the book. So each one we're centering on the previous page. So this is on the left side. We're coming in, making sure we don't go past the page, but we want right up against it. And we're going to burnish that down. Okay, now I'm going to erase this because that's the pocket, and that is not. I'll show you what we're going to do with those in just a minute, okay? All right, so the next one is 6 1/4 by 7. Nope. 6 1/4 by 6 1/2, and we're going to go to the right side. All right, so this one's easy. We're just going to burnish this down. We're going to go back to the right side of the last page that we put in here. So we're going to the right side, and we're just going to line that up. And then open this up. There we go. All right, next we got a pocket. All right, so our page is 6 by 6. So our next one is 6 by 6. It's going to go here, making sure. Yeah. And then here is our pocket. So let's just miter this really good. Okay. Put this to the side. Let's bring this in. Drop it that. Yep. I got a little bit of resistance again, so I'm going to go in here. Just getting that little corner off because I don't want any resistance. Okay, so now let's just burnish this down really good. Now I had give y'all this tip in one of my last times we built an album. Whenever you're doing this much scoring in an album, make sure you are using the same scoring tool on every page because it will make a difference. Remember, we talked about that. So for instance, I don't want to score some pages with this. See that, how small? And score some pages with this. It's going to make a huge difference and it's not going to line up. And I think a lot of times people do that and they don't realize why they're off. So it is very important that you use the same scoring tools on the same project. I think that's a good tip. All right, so with it back, we're going to come here and come here, and we're going to line this up the best we can. Ah, perfect. And we're going to... Okay, now we're going to come here, and now we're going to go to the left. All right, so I'm going to go to the left of the last page that we put. I'm going to put some art glitter glue. This is art glitter glue in my glue press. I'm going to line this up in the middle of that page. And there we go. And our next one is 5 3/4 by 5 1/2, and there is no pocket. So we are going to put glue and line this up on the right hand side. So we're going to the right this time. Right. Making sure, yep. Of that last page. Lining it up. Looks like I'm off just a little bit. Again, that's why I like the art glitter glue. Now, art glitter glue, it does dry fast. It's not like you've got all kinds of wiggle room, but you do have some. Okay, so we have that. So now let's do our last pocket. All right, so the page is 5.5 by 5, and then here's your pocket. So the pocket was 6 by 5.5, scored on all 3 sides. We're mottering. Okay, I think I can get all this out of the way now. We are done with that. Okay, so let's bring this in, and I'm just going to make sure that I burnish this down really good. Okay. All right, now let's line this up with it scored back. Don't forget you're lining this up at the score line. Okay, wow, that one was just about absolutely, I love it when it comes together. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, and now this one is going to be glued to the left. And then our last one will be put on the right, and just like that, you're going to have it built. Uh-oh. 5 3/4. What did I do, guys? What did I do? 5.5 by 5. So what is this one? 5. I did this one wrong. All right, we're going to pause here, and I'm going to fix this real quick, okay? Wow. I was doing so good. I was doing so good. All right, we're going to pause. I'm going to fix this, and then I'm going to come back. All right, so this is the second to the last one, right? So let's fix this really quick. So I need a 5.5 by 5, right? So let's go here and do 5.5, 5.5, by 5. All right, 5.5 by 5. And we're going to score a 1/2 inch. All right, so let's just put this up here. And on the 5.5 inch side, we're going to score a 1/2 inch. All right, so let's see here what I've done. All right, so let's get that. Now, let me check this page real quick and make sure this is going to work. Yes, I don't know. Ignore that one. Okay, so now we have to do a pocket for this one, right? All right, so let's just do this together. I'll show you how we do it. All right, so this is 5.5 by 5, and I want to do a pocket. So the final square of this is going to be 5 by 5. That's going to be the final square after we do that 1/2 inch. So I need a 6 by 5.5. All right, so let's see if I can do it out of this paper right here. Let's do 5.5, 5.5 by 6, right? Yes. Okay, now on the 6-inch side, we're putting the 6 inch in our little scoring thing here. So this is 6, no, this one's 6 inches. We're going to score at 5.5. We're going to score at a 1/2, and then we're going to flip it, and we're going to score. You know what? Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I'm going to leave this in. I think it's important for you guys to see the mistakes. We all make mistakes, and you know, it's okay. All you got to do is just start fresh, and not start fresh. You just got to rectify the situation, right? Okay, now let's try this again. So this was cut at 5.5 by 5, scored on the 1/2 inch, and here's our pocket. Perfect. And at that score line, you don't want to go over that score line because that's going in your album. We're going to fit this in. And I got it over just a little bit too much. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to burnish this down where that glue makes good contact. Okay, now we're going to bring our album back in. And on the left side, well, that was a detour, wasn't it? That was a detour. We're going to center this. All right, and then your last one is 5 1/4 by 4 1/2, and you're going to put that one on the right hand side. Yep, and center that up. And look, we've got our album. Okay, now I'm going to show you something. I'm going to erase these because this is the measurement when we scored it. Alright, so I want to show you what I mean. Now what I'm going to do is go back and actually put this, what these are. That way we can mat them in our next video. Let's see. I'm trying to find my good. Okay, so this is 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. So this is actually 4 3/4. See? Because we scored a 1/2 inch. So the finals on this is 4 3/4 by 4 1/2. Okay? You want to flip it. So your next one, your final is 5 by 5. See? Let's make sure. 5 by 5. So when we go to mat these, this one is 5 1/4 by 5 1/2. This one is 6 1/2 by 5 3/4. All right, so 5 3/4. Yeah, by 6 1/2. Okay. So now let's take this one. This one is 7 long by 6. So that one's 6 by 7. So this one's 7 1/2 because it goes up in a 1/2 inch, and then it's going to be around 6 1/4. All right, and then our next page is the 6 1/2 by 8. All right, so look what we got. Isn't that cool? Okay. All right, in tomorrow's video, we are going to do the tags and we are going to decorate. So this is just going to be 2 parts. I just wanted you to build the album. I hope I wasn't too confusing on the one that I messed up, but we fixed it, so that's good. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave them below. I'll be sure to answer them. Here is your sheet. If you want to screenshot this, right here. This is how you get it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon. Bye.